Hi guys, today we'll be covering stories from Reddit's Am I the Idiot? Am I the idiot for telling my husband that his family problems aren't my problems? I married my husband 7 years ago. I have 2 daughters, 13 and 15, from my previous marriage, and he has a son, 20, named Tom. Now, my husband sent Tom to live with his uncle after his mother's death, not because I refused to let him live with me and the girls, but because my husband didn't want his 2 families to overlap. But my husband got too busy to check on Tom, especially as he got older. It's been like this for years until recently when my husband said that he's been reconnecting with Tom and found out he has cancer. I felt really sorry for him and I wanted to visit, but he said it wasn't a good idea as Tom isn't ready and suggested to me he use one of the girls' college funds to help pay for treatment. I was in dismay when he said that. He explained that Tom is understandably distant and wants to make it up to him after those unfortunate years. I said no, but he lashed out saying it's his money. I told him this is his stepdaughter's future, but he promised he'll pay everything back once he's done with this emergency and reminded me this is his son, flesh and blood. I don't know, I felt like he meant to say that my daughters don't matter that much to him. I still refused, but he said if he asked the girls, he was sure they would want to help their stepbrother. I sternly told him that his family problems aren't mine and my family's, and he shouldn't put them on me and the girls. He was shocked and got quiet and then rushed out, and has been staying with Tom for a week now. Doesn't call or visit unless for the girls. Now he's planning on taking them to visit Tom. He said they had a right to meet their stepbrother, but I see it as a way to pressure them. You are the idiot. Everyone's the idiot. You're happily married to a guy who basically forgot his son? What the F? If it's your husband's money, as he claims, my question is why the F is there a fund for your daughters and not his son? If he can pay the money back, personally, I'd help Tom in any case. Everyone's the idiot. What kind of a man abandons his own son after his mom dies to go play happy family with another woman and her 2 daughters? And you? Your husband has been putting money into that fund for your kids now that his is on the verge of death. I think it's beyond selfish and entitled to say that he can't use those funds for his own effing son. Your husband failed as a father up until now, and it sure doesn't seem like you had any problem with your husband replacing his son with your kids. Least either of you could do is help the son survive this disease. It's not your husband's responsibility to pay for your daughter's college. It's your husband's responsibility to provide for his own son. As you said, why should your family problems be his family problems? You are the idiot. You state his family isn't your problem, but expect him to pay for your kids' college? That's not his problem. That's interesting, isn't it? She sees her kids as his family, but his son is not her family. Both her and her husband suck. He sucks for sending his son away and forgetting to check up on him. She sucks for being okay with him ignoring his son. Him ignoring his child benefited her daughters. All her husband's money could go to her children. OP and her husband are both awful people, and both the idiots. You are the idiot, times a million. I can't believe you feel that way and actually said that. Your husband is trying to make good on a situation where he has been the absolute and total idiot for at least 7 years, and you're trying not to let him? Did he contribute any money to the girls' college fund? Because if he didn't put in 1 dime and it's all your money you earned and saved for them, you're still the idiot, but I can kind of see you being nervous about the money part only. If he provided any of that money, then yes, of course he wants to repurpose it to save his son's life. Truly, what's wrong with you? And also, you've been married 7 years and the kids have never met. Every last one of you would really benefit from therapy. Wait, it's the husband's money that OP is insisting is for her daughters from a previous marriage? So he can't contribute to his son's cancer treatment so that he can pay for his stepdaughter's college that they can get a loan for? Not to mention that he's also offering to replenish the fund? What the AF? OP might have won the You Are the Idiot lottery for today. I haven't seen comments yet, so I don't know OP's reasons for refusing to let her stepson live in his dad's house and getting him sent off to an uncle. But given her selfish attitude, I'm wondering if it was even a valid reason. Wow, OP sure seems like she's going for that evil stepmom award. What do you guys think? Am I the idiot for losing it at my boyfriend for asking if I know who Hans Zimmer is? My 27 female boyfriend, 40 male, is always condescending towards me, I think. For example, he will ask very obvious questions in a particular tone like, "And how do you boil eggs?" followed by, "How do you know the water is boiling?" and "Are you sure?" in a tone that I feel implies that I'm stupid, as if he's mocking me. Sometimes he will point at random regular things while we were out and be like, "Do you know what that is?" and "What is it then?" This is constant, happens almost daily. I can't help but feel like he's trying to show how much more intelligent and or superior he is to me, or just that he outright thinks I'm a moron, which I find very frustrating and offensive. I have politely expressed this many times, yet he insists he's just making conversation. He's just making sure I know. He tells me I'm overthinking it. I've asked if he could be more mindful of his tone then, and he dismisses me and gets very defensive. Tonight he was searching Hans Zimmer on the TV. I said, "Why are you searching him?" As in, what show are you looking for? He said, "Who's that?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Do you know who that is?" in his usual, "I'm just testing if you're an idiot" tone. I said, "Of course I know who that is." Then he said, "I'm just checking." And then I lost it at him. Obviously I know who Hans effing Zimmer is. It should be obvious to him we are both into that kind of thing. I told him he was a rude person and that I'm sick of his tests, and that he's not as smart as he thinks he is. I ranted about how sick I am of his smugness, and how bad it makes me feel. He denied he'd done anything, and was simply checking if I knew, again. He was extremely angry, told me that I was insane, and if I didn't like it, I should just leave. I regret losing my cool at him. I've allowed my frustrations to explode, which is wrong of me. But I need to know, is he being condescending towards me, or am I insane and insecure? Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Honestly, I would be calling time on this relationship. It sounds exhausting and belittling to you. Although if you're feeling really petty-minded, you could treat him like a geriatric patient. "Are you sure you're okay going up the stairs alone? Really?" I'd take it one step further by treating him as if he's got early onset dementia every time he asks stupid questions. "How do you know water's boiling?" "Aw, did you forget again? Sit down, honey. It's not that unusual to be forgetful at your advanced stage of life." And get him a bunch of geriatric vitamins, cod liver oil, B6, that sort of stuff. And if he objects, pat his head and tell him that you're concerned about his cognitive decline, considering he seems to need reassurance about common sense issues. Yeah, I'm 44 and petty. This, ha ha ha. The vitamins are a nice touch. OP, he sounds like a condescending person. Just testing my butt. I'd definitely flip the game on him and be petty. Also, follow his suggestion and just leave. He seems very toxic, and it doesn't get better. Not the idiot. Why do you feel the need to check if I know basic things? That should be an interesting conversation. Should I feel offended? I have no idea who Hans Zimmer is. Either way, not the idiot. You know why he's dating a woman 13 years younger? Because one of his own age would have told him to go get effed. At 70, if I could give my younger self one piece of advice, it would be to use the words F off much more frequently. Helen Mirren. Guys, I just love Helen Mirren. Her and Maggie Smith need to get together and do an action movie. Score by Hans Zimmer, of course. As for OP, she should follow some of that petty advice. What kind of petty advice would you give her? Hey guys, if you'd like to support the channel, like and subscribe. And leave a comment about what other Reddit sub-stories you'd like to hear. Am I the idiot for refusing to get on a flight? My boyfriend's parents paid for them, my boyfriend's siblings and their significant others to all go on a flight to Cabo for spring break. Becky, his mom, hasn't seemed to like me for some reason. She always makes snide remarks about my parents' blue-collar jobs, and my field is nursing. We get to the airport and Becky got 7 other people first-class tickets, and me, 1 coach ticket. She told me I was used to it, and she had a free coach ticket, so I should be grateful for going. They all did their express check-ins and left me in the long line for me to think about what the heck was going on. I had to keep from crying the whole time in line. I got up to the counter and there was a baggage fee for me. My boyfriend at the time never once helped me through the coach line or said anything to his mom. I look over at his mom's smug face as I was about to pay for the checked bag fee. I let out all my frustrations on the attendant and started crying. Basically, she said, "Don't go with that family, sweetie. They don't appreciate you." Crying, I took my luggage and got out of line with the super sweet check-in woman. I was so upset on how I was treated, I started to cry at my boyfriend in the airport about how his mother was treating me. I broke up with him at the airport, and his mother was so embarrassed. I told her what a witch she was. My boyfriend has been blowing up my phone saying how could I do that to his mother and just back out of vacation very last minute and waste everyone's time and money. Not the idiot. The check-in lady was correct. If you would have got on the plane, you would have been treated like this for the entire vacation. It was absolutely the right decision to stand up for yourself. As far as wasting money, she said the ticket was free, and I'm sure she didn't spend much on your hotel accommodations. As far as wasting time, you wasted enough time on your relationship with your boyfriend if he isn't going to stand up for you. They're going to say you should be happy for any kind of vacation and not look down on a coach ticket, but his mother was being pointedly rude to you. I love this reply, and I'm glad OP didn't put up with it. Life's much too short to associate with people who want you to eat dirt and pretend you like it. Was the boyfriend actually planning on sitting in first class and leaving OP alone in coach? What a useless idiot. Oh, then his biggest concern with his girlfriend in tears is his poor mom being embarrassed? I am at a loss for words, other than a lot of the four-letter variety, to describe this waste of oxygen. Not the idiot. The fact that she got seven other people first-class tickets, and yet magically the budget ran out when it came to you tells you everything you need to know, OP. Boyfriend's mom was pulling a mostly a-hole power play on you, indirectly saying you're not good enough for the family by directly refusing to let you fly in first class with them. Ha ha ha, let's put the garbage in second class where she belongs. I bet she thought she was so darn smart with that move, LOL. The fact that boyfriend didn't even speak up once in your favor shows that he's so deep in mommy's back pocket that he's either willfully or unknowingly refusing to recognize her appalling behavior. And that's a major red flag as well. As in, run for the hills red flag. You're on the ground right now, but in the future you're free to soar and find someone far better than a spineless mama's boy and his garbage family. Am I the idiot for not reporting my great-aunt? For as long as I can remember, my great-aunt Tracy, not her real name, had a reputation for stealing people's credit cards or opening up credit cards in the names of other people. She did it to my grandma, her sister, to her best friend, and to a few other family members. It's always treated as a big joke in my family. Oh, hide your wallets, Aunt Tracy's coming over. Whenever she's stolen someone's credit card or used their name to open it, they just grumble and pay it off because it's Aunt Tracy and everyone knows that's just how she is. 2 years ago, it happened to me, but this time, instead of it only being a couple of $100 like she did to people in the past, she charged $10,000, completely maxing out my card. This was a huge financial burden to me at the time, and I was furious. I said point blank that I was going to dispute the charges and file a police report, but everyone in my family started pressuring me to back down. We all know this is just how Aunt Tracy is. It's happened to all of us before. It's just your turn. You should have been more careful with your credit cards. So I caved and didn't dispute the charges or file a police report. It's been an incredible financial strain to pay off this debt at the high interest rate on my card. 2 months ago, Aunt Tracy did it again to another family member. This time she maxed out 2 of their cards, totaling about $18,000. This happened right as my cousin was about to put a down payment on her first home, and she had to pass on buying her dream house. My cousin and her husband are furious at me for not reporting Aunt Tracy to the police 2 years ago, and said I bear a lot of the responsibility for their situation. I said I was trying to keep the peace in the family. My daughter's baptism is in a few weeks, and my cousin was supposed to be the godmother. She's pulling out, and now whether people attend the baptism is turning into a huge ordeal that's overshadowing what should be a special day for my daughter, who has no involvement in any of this. My cousin said I shouldn't show my face in a church. I've been crying since she said that. I was only trying to do what I thought would cause the least division. Was I an idiot? Everyone's the idiot. Every time someone uses the, "that's just how so-and-so is," the best rebuttal is, "well, that's just how I am." In this case, when people are telling you that it's just how your aunt is, you should have replied, "well, refusing to be the passive victim of a $10,000 crime is just how I am." Everyone's the idiot. Why the H are y'all enabling this woman? She can't be that special. She should have been reported after the first theft. Everyone's the idiot. This should have been nipped in the bud a long time ago. I would see whether it's still possible to press charges, and tell your cousin that if she's mad at you, she also needs to be mad at everyone else who let this go on for so long. I have to wonder whether she told you to let it go back then, too. Everyone's the idiot. Yes, you should have reported her and told all those people that if they aren't willing to help you financially, to shove it. I think your cousin is also an idiot for apparently holding you solely to blame, as your entire family is an enabling mess. You let Aunt Tracy get away with stealing $10,000 from you, and you, not very brightly, are paying it off at what, 20% interest? 24? Aunt Tracy should have been reported the first time she stole somebody's credit card. Your cousin should be mad at everyone, not just you. She lost a chance at buying her very first home. Do you know how hard that is? Your cousin lost a chance at her home because all of you are enablers, while Aunt Tracy laughs her butt off at every single one of you. She should be in prison orange. All y'all are idiots. You all let Aunt Tracy do whatever cruel thing she wants to people. You all deserve what you get. Everyone's the idiot. Your cousin should report Aunt Tracy. So even though I couldn't find it, someone says that OP later posted that the family was now trying to strong-arm the cousin and her husband by threatening his job with some DUI incident that he had. Ooh, this family, geez. If it was me, Aunt Tracy would have a lot more to worry about than just the police. Ugh, what would you do to Aunt Tracy? So guys, if you like the video and want to support the channel, hit that like button and subscribe. And leave a comment about what other Reddit sub-stories you'd like to hear about. Thanks for watching.